Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Unfortunately, I don't know much. If you have any ideas, please share in the comments below. But I can tell you how I find it. It was in the offer app. I saw it in the morning that it overheats when there is some load. So I contacted the seller instantly to organize the meetup to test the card. So even he offered me to buy for $80. Going forward, I will tell that I pay him full $100 as I was feeling his pain and I was trusting to his words that at least cars was turning on. So I headed to him. It was like 1 hour 40 minutes drive. It was raining all the way, and as soon as I get there it started raining even heavily. So I meet the guy. It was seems like an honest guy. I pay him $100. I didn't test it as it was raining, and I just inspect it visually and take the card back to home where I did the initial testing. But as I said, even though I pay $100, we'll count it as an $80 card, and whoever will be chosen from the next video will have this card for $80. I will pay for the shipping. So I installed the card in the testing batch and start the PC to see what's going on with the temperatures. And going forward, I will tell that it was very bad situation with the temperatures. As soon as I run the foremark, like instantly, not like 10 seconds, like instantly, the temperature jumped to 83 degrees, the hotspot was 105, and I instantly shut down the foremark as I don't want to risk to damage card even more. So I opened the card to see what's going on inside. Maybe there is some thermal pads which was replaced with the different height, and they are keeping the thermal paste for the GPU to have a good contact with the radiator. From what I can see, it's obvious that the card was opened as the warranty stamp was already broken, and the memory thermal paste is for the one side is cut it in the pieces, which I don't think it's factory ones. As usually they all should be in the cut it in the pieces, or they should be one single piece. But this is like one single piece on the one side, another side is the cut it in the pieces, which I don't think is a factory one. But the height for the thermal paste was correct one, so that wasn't the issue. Just I think that whoever replaced the thermal paste, they just did it and didn't change or reapply the thermal paste for the GPU. So that could be the issue of these high temperatures, which like instantly running, which obviously cannot be if the thermal paste has a good contact with the radiator, as there will be gradually warming up, not like instantly jumping to 83 degrees. So I just changed the thermal paste to check the temperature to see like if it will fix the issue. If it will be fixed, then we are lucky and we can go forward and do 2-hour testing video and to see if the card will perform within the normal range, and then we can obviously say that this card can be sold to one of you guys, whoever will be chosen. Now let's see if the fresh thermal paste will fix the temperature issue. And for initial testing, I just decreased the GPU and memory clocks just to be on the safe side, and if the temperatures will be within the normal range, I will restore the factory settings. So we can start that now the temperature is not jumping to the 83 degree, it's like stable on a 58 and slowly going up, which should be in the normal case, and then by reaching by some extent it will stop and the coolers will do their job. So now it's like 63 and the hotspot is 76, which is quite normal, and we see that we already restored the settings, and we have 1900 on the GPU and 700 on the memory. And I will show you how you can improve the temperatures and also save some money on the electricity, as it's getting higher and higher day by day. So just fix the voltage by the MSI curve optimizer on the 900 millivolts and bring the clock for the GPU to the same 1900. And I advise not to stop on the 4 mark, but go farther and test it in the games. And if in the games you will have some crash, just come back and increase that voltage to 950 volts. And if crashes is gone, then you just have to keep that values. If in the case of 900 nothing is crashing, then you can go to 850. So by testing that voltages, you can find the best value for you or for your card. It doesn't have to be this card to get that performance. So after seeing that the temperature was fixed by the thermal paste, I went back, opened the card to start the cleaning process. So as I said, everything will be cleaned. Radiators, fans, all thermal pads will be replaced. And if all testings will be fine, then the next video will be 2-hour testing of this card in the 4 mark, where you can go and leave in the comments your PC specification. And after 3 days, I will use some application to randomly choose one of you, and then I will try to contact you and to organize the shipping process. So I already did that once for the previous 3070, but unfortunately the guy who was chosen didn't contact me, so I listed that in the eBay after waiting like 3 days more for him to contact, but he didn't contact, so I listed in the eBay. So the same thing will be this one. After 3 days of that 2-hour long video being live and doing some random selection of, or maybe there will be nobody in the comments willing to get this card for $80, I will list this card in the eBay and we'll move forward and we'll work on this channel to bring the subscribers count to that level that in the future I will have more and more people willing to participate in the selection and to get the good deals which I'm managing, constantly finding in LA area or in some other places where I travel and have time to go and search the OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. So from my experience, like this is definitely the best deal I ever found on the OfferUp. The next second one was like I bought like 6800 XT. Like I initially bought one, then the woman who was selling contacted me that she has more. I went there and buy like 6 more. So that ones I paid $200 for each. So you can tell like by cost per performance, this $100 or even like $80 GPU is much better deal than like $200 6800 XT. So that was the second best one. I bought my personal 3080 for $380, the Asus Tough one, which I'm using already like 4 months. Nothing wrong with it. Again, like I cleaned it. And by the way, that 6800 XT, they all were brand new, but no boxes, nothing. They were brand new, $200 each. So I bought everything what she was willing to sell. I don't know where she gets it. I just, no questions asked. I paid her and bought that cards. But this one is the best so far. So I hope that this video will have some views and people who are in the search of, or doesn't even need to be in the search. Like if you have an option to buy a 3070 for $80, but you never was thinking about upgrading your GPU, like you can, even if you have like 1070, even if you have 1060, you can easily sell it, that cards on eBay for 100, 120, 140 dollars in your local market, and use that money to get this card. So honestly, like, you are not spending anything more. You just like getting your old card, at least like, let's say 1060 at least, which I guess can be sold for 80 bucks. 1060, and instantly with that amount of money you are getting 3070. So I just hope the YouTube will recommend this to as many people as possible. Also, I will try to do some promotion for this video in the forums and in the Facebook. So I hope that more people will see it, and eventually this card will go to one of the subscribers who will use it happily, not to resell in eBay or in other places. But that's the topic for further videos, as I'm trying to think what kind of methods we can use to keep that type of people away from my channel. So to have only like people who really will be using it, not to profiting on my deals. This is the thermal paste I use, and if you have better alternatives, please feel free to recommend. This is the thermal paste, which is really good ones, and this thermal pads I found on Amazon. They have a good review. I was testing on my personal GPU for several months. They also was performing really good. So now it's time to see if I didn't broke anything when I was cleaning the GPU. I start the firmware to see if everything's still within the normal operating range, so we can go further and do 2-hour testing video where you can leave your PC specification in the comments. And very important to follow that video, not just to leave and forget about it. To follow, to see the next video, so you have to be subscribed. So even better if you will have notification on, so as soon as I will do a random selection, you will be notified. Then you can leave your email so I can contact you and then organize the shipping. So with the factory settings, you can see that it's running on the pretty normal temperatures. It's consuming 240 watts. It's like 70 degree, 66% of the fans, which I will say is making quite a low noise. So I continue testing with the closed side panel, the temperatures within the norm, outspawn temperature like 84, 85. If everything will be okay, then I will choose randomly one subscriber who will have this card. So that's it for this video. Have a nice day. See you in the next one.